Hello, today I'll be showing you my CD collection for Incubus. Now, I'm not sure if any of my viewers or subscribers are familiar with this band or listen to them, but I really wanted to do a video on this band eventually in some sort of form, but today I'm doing a CD collection, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with, of course, their debut album, Fungus Among Us, which of course, with this album, they're more funky, and you can tell that they're influenced by bands like Primus or Red Hot Chili Peppers or maybe Mr. Bungle. But you do have some interesting songs on here, like "You Will Be a Hot Dancer" and "Shaft" or "Take Me to Your Leader." But sure, not one of their best albums, but there are some interesting stuff on here though, and some songs that are, of course, worth checking out. Next we have Science, and of course, it's definitely one of their best albums, and some of my favorites on the album are Redefine, New Skin, Idiot Box, A Certain Shade of Green, and many others, and also I think Nebula is kind of an underrated song, but anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next album, Make Yourself, which of course has many of their classics like Pardon Me, Stellar, and of course Drive. We also get some other pretty good songs like Clean or Privilege or Nowhere Fast or When It Comes. But yeah, of course, another solid album that has many songs that still hold up for me today. But now we're going to move on to my favorite Incubus album, Morning View. This isn't one of those albums where my bias meter can go to 1,000 sometimes. And it's just one of those things where you just gotta just keep it under control, because this is an album that I can be pretty biased about. But this is I have the 2-disc edition. Let me show you the other disc. It looks like this. And with this disc, you get to see some behind the scenes of the album, and you also get to see some of the music videos too. But anyways, it also has my favorite Incubus song, that song being Nice to Know You. I love that song. I love that middle section and how melodic it is and smooth. And of course I like the catchy chorus too, but there's a lot to like with that song. We also have some other great songs on the album, like Circles, Wish You Were Here, Just a Phase, 11 a.m., which I think is kind of underrated. Blood on the Ground, Echo, and RUN. And I think RUN is kind of an underrated single. You can make a debate about whether or not it's underrated, but I really like that song. But next we have, of course, A Crow Left of the Murderer, which is when, of course, Ben came into the band. And when I was getting into Incubus, this was an album that I kind of struggled with, but over time it really grew on me. And it actually grew on me fairly quick too, so that's pretty cool too. But some of my favorites on the album are Megalomaniac, the title track, and Sick Sad Little World. Now, Sick Sad Little World may be one of my favorite Incubus songs. I love that middle section. Maybe one of, maybe has some of Mike's best instrumental, or some of Mike's best guitar work that he's ever done. I mean, that middle section, it's just so good, and it just takes you places that just really, I guess you could say, put a smile on your face. But I love Sick Sad Little World. But we also have some other great songs like Z Deville. I probably pronounced that incorrectly. Forgive me for that. But you also have Smile Lines and Pistola or Priceless. But this is a pretty solid album. Then we have Incubus Mix, which I believe is a promo CD. I could be totally wrong, but I saw it for a cheap price, so I figured, hey, why not? Next we have Light Grenades, and with this album, you have the song, of course, Dig, which is one of their bigger songs, and it's one of my all-time favorite Incubus songs. It's definitely up there. It's a solid song, and it never gets old for me. And you also have some other great songs like Animali, A Kiss to Send Us Off, or Rogues, or Diamonds and Coal. But overall, still a solid album, and it does have some songs that I still go back to today. But next we have If Not Now, When. which I'll be honest, it's my least favorite Incubus album, but even though that's the case, I still think it's a decent album, and some of my favorites on the album are the title track, Thieves, Switchblade, and of course Adolescence. Now, the album does kind of lack replay value a little bit, but again, I still think it's a decent album, and an album still worth owning. And now we have Trust Fall Side A, which is of course an EP, and really the only song that I don't like on this EP is Makeout Party. Now, if you like it, more power to you, but the song just doesn't really do it for me. Maybe it'll grow on me over time, who knows, but for now, not really the biggest fan. It's not terrible, just not for me in general, but I do like the other songs on the album, and Trust Fall is probably my favorite song on here. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to finally the last one I got here, 8, which is of course the most recent album, and some of my favorites on the album are No Fun, Nimble Bastard, State of the Art, Undefeated, and Familiar Faces. And I think Familiar Faces is kind of an underrated song too. But this album, I'll be honest, doesn't have the strongest replay value of all their albums, and it doesn't have to be either, but again, still a solid album. And also, I did hear their most recent single, that song being Into the Summer, which you kind of get some 80s synths here in that song, and I'll be honest, I don't love it, but I do like it though. I'm still letting the song grow on me a little bit, so I come to more final conclusions, you could say. I'm not sure how else to put it, but again, I don't love it, but I do like the song. But I will let it grow on me and give it more listens and stuff like that. But anyways, that's my collection for Incubus. Let me know what CDs you got from this band. Let me know some of your favorite or least favorite albums or songs and all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and a like. Subscribe. Have a nice day and take care.